What is up YouTube, James Baek here. Welcome back to another episode of VGC 2019 Baek Battles. Today we are using the Zekrom and Reshiram team once again with Zekrom, Reshiram, Tapu Fini, Kartana, Heatran, and Hitmontop. A team that got off to a rocky start, wasn't playing that great with it, but overall I've been learning a bit and I think I'm getting more used to it. So yeah, it's been a pretty fun team overall. It's not the most solid team, but it has been a pretty fun team to use. I just like using Zekrom and Reshiram. It's pretty fun. But otherwise, if you do want to see a QR code of this team, be sure to hit that like button because 175 likes for each of the videos we use Zekrom and Reshiram within 2 weeks of the final episode being uploaded will mean a QR code, rental code on a Pokemon Global link for everyone to use. So yeah, if you want to try out the team, feel free to, but there is a paste pin down below, so highly recommend go checking it out. But let's just get started and play some games. We've had a lot of great games with solo Zekrom, solo Reshiram, both together working, but only about one game with the fusion combinations off. We could have potentially had two, but yeah, we'll see how that goes. We actually hit 1700 with Zekrom and Reshiram, which is pretty cool. Don't think we'll get into 1800, especially since we only have about 2 episodes to go. So yeah, they would have to be like really quick games and I have to win all of them, but that's probably not happening. This game, this team can play really offensively or can play slow and defensively depending on the team matchup realistically. Heatran slows down the Xerneas matchup. Zekrom, Reshiram, Fini, Kartana basically just makes it really fast. Like Fini plus Zekrom, Soak, Bolt Strike is pretty powerful, especially with safe swagger. Well, not safeguard swagger, it's more like a Misty Terrain swagger. What would you call that? Would you even be able to abbreviate that? I don't think you would. I just remember Safe Swagger from Safeguard Swagger a long time ago. And we also have the Kartana mode, which we haven't bring. I think the only mode we haven't really brought was the Kartana plus Fini. Yes, we did use it once technically, but it wasn't like for that full mode. Like Kartana was just the backup plan. Of course, the game plan was still to Soak, Sweep with Zekrom, but yeah. Hopefully we'll be able to find some more games. But since we're in the 1700s, it usually takes a while to find our first game. So I think it's best to cut it out here. We'll be right back with the first game of today's episode. Alright, we got R from Japan. 1659 rating as our first opponent. That took a little bit, but ooh, what the heck? Accelgor but no Seed. Or no Tapu. That's super strange. We're facing a Incineroar, Ludicolo, Kyogre, the Muck, Necrozma, and Accelgor. This is a really cool team, by the way. Like Accelgor, no Tapu though, which is a weird part because usually you want Tapu to activate Seed, so Accelgor gets an immediate Unburden boost from turn 1. But yeah, nothing like that here. Oh, it's probably Scarf Kyogre and just Acid Spray stuff. It's probably that. Muck is interesting too. I think in this game, what do I want to go? I think I want to go Tapu Fini, Kartana, Hitmontop, and Zekrom. Yeah, I think I'll lead Tapu Fini plus Zekrom right off the bat with Hitmontop and Kartana. Yeah, I think that's the way I want to go for this game. I kind of also want to just lead Kartana, but I'm not exactly too sure. I guess it just really depends on what kind of mode my opponent brings, because I'm not sure what mode you would bring. I could see Hard Rain, or I could see something like a Slow Trick Room. We'll see here. It just really depends, because this definitely looks a bit fascinating here. Let's see what my opponent's options are. So it's kind of cool to see the Accelgor. Max Speed Accelgor will still outspeed a modest Kyogre by... It's quite a few. No, it's only like 2 or 3. So we're gonna see that Kyogre Ludicolo lead. Okay. Against Tapu Fini and Zekrom. I do have Kartana and I did have a Zekrom to lead off against this, so we can go for the Icy Wind, and this has to be Maz Kyogre, I think, if we want to make the Accelgor work. So we'll go for Icy Wind here. We'll go for Protect with Zekrom because I don't want to fake out an Ice Beam or Water Spout in general into Zekrom. And yeah, I like that play a lot. Because Ludicolo usually only carries Grass Knot's move, and it won't be doing too much to my Fini. I guess Energy Ball Thunder into Fini would be the worst case, or Fake Out Thunder, but that means your Kyogre's probably locked into Thunder. So that wouldn't be too big of a deal. Let's see what my opponent goes for, as we will protect our Zekrom here. And it is going to be a fake out. Target down the Zekrom slot. No surprise there. Zekrom is really threatening. And it's not actually fast on the... Huh. It's not fast Kyogre. It's not Scarf. So it's probably slow. Which makes sense with the Trick Room. But I really thought Accelgor... I thought it was going to be like Scarf stuff. We're going to see the Thunder come out. No surprise. Into my Tapu Fini. Which doesn't proc my berry, which is a little bit unfortunate, but, you know, not a big deal. I don't remember if Fini is going to be faster than Ludicolo. I think I am faster by Ludicolo, but I don't think Zekrom is, depending on the investment. I think I can Swagger here, because a +1 Zekrom's going to do amazing work. And what am I most scared of? Ludicolo or Kyogre? I'm guessing Kyogre's double water move. Water Spout, Origin Pulse, or Water Spout, Scald, and then Thunder, so I don't think it can touch Zekrom. So I think I'm going to go for the Fusion Bolt into the Ludicolo slot. I could see Kyogre Protect. There are a lot of plays I could see. We're going to see the Scald come out. Okay. And we're going to Swagger here. Luckily you can't burn me in the terrain. We will go for Swagger. Water Spout or Ice Beam is going to do a lot to the Zekrom though, so I guess I do have to be a little bit cautious. We'll find out here. We'll go for the Fusion Bolt into the Ludicolo. This Kyogre is playing really aggressively. It's not Specs either. It's definitely not Specs. We do knock out the Ludicolo. Oh wait, I should have been able to tell I was faster than the Kyogre immediately anyway because of the fact that the ability is how it worked. But either way, I was still going to Ice Beam and Protect there because I want to try to outspeed the Ludicolo. Fini will get knocked out there. No big deal. We can bring out our Hitmontop now. Yeah, we'll bring out our Hitmontop here. Because Incineroar, most likely, if any Pokemon's going to come out, it's going to be that Accelgor going to come out. Oh boy, this is a really scary Pokemon to deal with. Really scary Pokemon to deal with. Because Final Gambit's definitely something that's threatening. I will go for the Fake Out. I think I'm just going to Fusion Bolt the Kyogre. We'll see what the abilities are that my opponent decides to throw off. But yeah, that looks pretty scary right here. I don't have to worry about Encore, I have to worry about the Final Gambit. And Accelgor, I'm assuming, carries Protect here. Don't know what the Kyogre is, but it hasn't protected at all, but Kyogre just protects. So I could have just like faked out the Accelgor, for instance. Alright. I gotta keep the Zekrom alive, I think. I think I just Wide Guard and swap into Kartana. If anything, I can sack off Kartana here because I think Kartana isn't as helpful as it could be. So, yeah, let's see what's going to come out of this turn. Final Gambit probably going to come out, which is super scary to deal with. So, we'll bring out Kartana here and Wide Guard. Kyogre actually going to retreat here into the Muck. Okay, so it's not even a Necrozma in the back. Or Incineroar, actually. Oh, wait, my opponent didn't have Incineroar, did he? Wait, I thought he did. Wide Guard. Final Gambit does come out. Into the Hitmontop slot. Oh, and apparently didn't have enough HP to knock out Hitmontop, so I get to proc my eject button. Sticky Hold. It wasn't even a burden. Wow, so if anyone doesn't know what that ability does, it means you can't lose your item through knockoff. Huh. That's kind of cool, I guess. That works out in my favor, though. We'll go into Zekrom here. And yeah, Final Gambit would definitely knock out Zekrom with that range. We're going to see the Kyogre come out. I still don't think Kyogre can actually threaten. I don't even know my opponent can threaten the Kartana at this point. Kyogre is going to come out here. I guess I just Smart Strike and Bolt Strike the Muck. I could also go to Hitmontop. I could also just Fusion Bolt the Kyogre. There are a lot of plays I can make. I don't think my opponent can actually knock out either one of my Pokemon right here. So we're going to Bolt Strike. And I think Smart Strike the Muck for damage. So no Protect. Good play on my opponent's part. But I still don't think Kyogre can do anything. Let's see here. A Bolt Strike does connect with the Muck. That should knock it out, I would assume. Especially after how much that Smart Strike did. Yeah, knocks out Muck, and that's going to be game, I think. I don't think Kyogre can come through in this one. Origin Pulse is going to come out. That's not going to KO either one of my Pokemon. I have an Assault Vest Kartana, and I have a Zekrom that's super bulky. Yep. Rain stops too, and Misty Terrain disappears. I guess I'll find out what item this. Is it worth revealing what kind of set I am? Well, you should know I'm Assault Vest based on the damage. I'll go for Fusion Bolt, and I think I'm just gonna knock off and figure out what your item is on Kyogre, as the match is gonna be forfeit. So yeah, really interesting team. I'm really surprised the Muck was brought. I'm really surprised that Necrozma was not, because yeah, sure, I have like fire types, but you had a Kyogre. I guess maybe my opponent was also worried about like the Soak strategy, because that could have been like an something that could have been seen right away, or maybe just thought Muck would have been useful. But I don't know what Muck does to my team that Necrozma couldn't. Like yeah, and also the Accelgor was also interesting. We only saw a final Gammon, unfortunately, but I have no idea what it was supposed to do, especially since it wasn't Scarf Kyogre. If I was like a Scarf Kyogre, Accelgor Ludicolo mode, and then you had the Tricker mode with like Muck and Necrozma, I think there was an Incineroar on my opponent's team, or maybe I'm just like blanking out. I thought there was an Incineroar on my opponent's team. But yeah, just overall was able to get an Icy Wind off. Unfortunately, we did not outspeed the Ludicolo, which was, you know, a little bit of a shame, but otherwise we were able to knock up Ludicolo right away, which was great, because that opened up the doors for me, since my opponent really didn't have anything that was faster than my Zekrom, so that was good, or my Kartana. Other than the Accelgor, but Accelgor didn't really put on much offensive pressure. It only put on final Gamma pressure. And I can only knock out one of my Mons, and Acid Spray's not really going to help when I can KO the partner Pokemon in the Kyogre. Let's see here. We're going to see Power of Alchemy is also cool. It means it wasn't Gluttony, so I wonder what ability that Muck was. Unless maybe... yeah, so it probably didn't have a berry. Kyogre, Necrozma, Lurantis, Tapu Lele, Incineroar, and Amoonguss. Okay, another interesting team. Don't think it'd be Scarf this time, at least, so that's good. I don't know what you would lead. I think I just go with the same 4. Although Lurantis is a little bit scary to handle. I would like the Blue Flare pressure. Actually, can I Fusion Flare Fusion Bolt my opponent's team? The problem is if you lead Incineroar and Necrozma, right? Yeah, that'd be the problem. Oh, I want to go for the Soak Bolt Strike combination. I'm just really worried about the Lurantis, I think. Because I think Lurantis is coming. I think the 4 Pokemon you would bring here would be Incineroar, Lurantis, the Necrozma, and the Kyogre. Those are the 4 I would bring if I was my opponent. I don't think Lele really is necessary here. I mean, it could do work. So maybe you would drop maybe the Lurantis, or... I don't know, I feel like you do bring the Lurantis though. It can do a lot of work against my team with the superpower stuff. And it just tanks a lot of my opponent's team. Yeah, we're gonna see Necrozma plus the Dustmane come out. No surprise there. I will lead my Reshiram Zekrom here. You're definitely gonna fake out my Reshiram if anything, and you're just gonna Trick Room here. I don't think you fake out Zekrom, because you're gonna risk a Blue Flare right away. I don't think you would. So I think I just go Hitmontop here to activate my eject button. Yeah, I go into Hitmontop to activate my eject button. I really don't see you faking out my Zekrom. And I'm just going to go for the Bolt Strike for immediate damage into that Incineroar, so I can get some chip onto it for later in the game. So let us see what my opponent decides to do, but I'm pretty sure Fake Out Trick Room's like so safe if you play, because I can't really do anything that can stop it. So let's see what my opponent does here. Intimidate. Fake Out gonna come out. Yep, into the Reshiram slot. So Hitmontop gonna get ejected right out, and then we get to bring out our Reshiram and Blue Flare. The following turn, and Bolt Strike. Do I double up though? Like, there are a few plays I could do. Like, I could double up because I could see Kyogre coming in from one of the slots, but I just don't know which slot you would choose. Bolt Strike does connect with my opponent's Incineroar, which is good. That's good damage. Ooh, only does half. That's a bit bulkier than usual. Okay. And Trick Room goes up. Yeah, normally Bolt Strike does a bit more than that, so I wonder if it's like a Assault Vest set that's just bulky in general. We'll go for the Blue Flare. I think Fusion Flare, Fusion Bolts. Actually, no. Fusion Flare, because now we're actually slower. We can actually get the big one off. And we can Fusion Bolt, because I don't think I'm knocking out Incineroar anyway, and you're probably just U-turning here if I was my opponent. So yeah, I'll Fusion Bolt, Fusion Flare. We might actually get the big Fusion Bolt off. Our Photon guys are going to come out. I'm pretty sure it's a knockoff also. Into Zekrom. Doesn't do much after that Intimidate. Let's see what my opponent does. Going to be that knockoff also into the Reshiram slot. Okay. I'm going to get this big damage off then. Fusion Bolt going to come out. Target down my opponent's Incineroar. Not going to be able to knock out, but hey, that's still damage, and I think you're Assault Vest. Yeah, you're probably Assault Vest, so, or Posture Berry at the very least. Here comes the Fusion Flare. Boosted. We finally get a big one. We finally get a big combination. Goodbye, Necrozma. We don't need our Life Orb. Who needs a Life Orb when you can get that big combo off? Okay, great. So Incineroar's weakened. That's a really good turn, by the way. That's an extremely good turn. A Kyogre gonna come out, no surprise. Water Spout's gonna be really threatening, but as long as I'm able to solo out Trick Room efficiently, Kartana's looking pretty good in this matchup. I did bring Kartana, right? Yeah, I brought Kartana. Might as well just go on him on top here, which should be able to take one Water Spout unless it's like really boosted from the Kyogre. Yeah, so we'll just go out and hit him on top here. I don't know if you double up my Reshiram slot expecting to hit him on top, or you just double up my Zekrom in case you're worried about Water Spout not picking up the knockout. So we'll bring out him on top here, and we'll see what the Kyogre does here. But oh man, I'm so happy we get that off. It's so rare of me getting that off, so that's nice. A Water Spout gonna come out. It's slower than the Incineroar, so it might be Iron Ball. Knock off into my Zekrom slot. Okay, I think that's Iron Ball. It's either Iron Ball or that Incineroar has speed. It might have speed because it's Assault Vest, so it could be a fast one. I think I just fake out the Kyogre and Roost, right? Yeah, I just fake out and Roost. Yeah, I'm fine with that. Kyogre gonna protect, no big deal. As well, just Roost off the damage here. I could have faked out Incineroar, I guess, but I don't really care if Incineroar stays on the field because it's not doing much. Ooh, Taunt. Into my him on top. Okay. Isn't that fine though, because I Roost up? Yeah, I don't think that's a big deal actually. So I heal back all the way with Zekrom, which is why Roost can be super useful in situations. Now I can go for the Bolt Strike, I think, in a close combat. Does Water Spout actually pick me up? That's the question. Maybe I just protect Zekrom here. I really have no reason not to. In close combat, the Incineroar, I guess. Yeah, I don't really see a reason to go for the attacks here into the, I don't really see the reason to. Bolt Strike, but we're going to see the Lurantis come out, which is fine. Okay. Lurantis is going to come out, Zekrom's going to protect. Then I can get the Fusion Bolt Fusion. I think I can get another combination attack off, another Fusion combination off. We're going to see the Water Spout come out, knock out my him on top, no big deal. Because Lurantis can't pick up a knockout into both my Pokemon. Twist Dimensions return to normal. I just go my Reshiram here. And since he knocked out my Life Orb, that actually helps me. Yeah, it helps me a lot. We'll bring out the Reshiram here. And let's go for the Fusion Flare and Fusion Bolt combination. Should be able to knock out Kyogre even if my opponent switches out into, let's say, the what's it called? Incineroar. I'll knock out the Incineroar and then you don't have Fake Out Pressure anyway. We're going to see the Lurantis switch out, so probably hoping you can live the combination attack, but let's see here. That's a lot to ask for. So Incineroar going to be revealing the Intimidate right here. And Fusion Flare should just knock out the Incineroar, and if I can get the Fusion Bolt off, Magnet boosted as well, since my opponent didn't ever knock off my Magnet. So get rid of the Incineroar, which is nice. And let's see if this knocks out. It's boosted. It's double in power after the Fusion Flare. Oh man, I love this. We got both off at the same time. That's like incredible. I love that. I love that so much. We knock out the Kyogre. I wish this was the final episode because that is actually insane. That's actually insane. Lurantis is going to come out once again, but the rain should be ending next turn. I can go for Fusion Flare or Fusion Bolt. Should be able to knock out Lurantis the following turn. Actually, I'll just go for Bolt Strike. Protect here. It's probably just going to be a forfeit anyway. Yeah. We got both combinations off. We got both combinations off in one game. It was hard to get one combination off in the first place, but we got both off in one game. That is actually incredible. That is actually incredible. We got a boosted fusion flare and we got a boosted fusion bolt in the same episode. That's insane. But we were able to pull it off. I think that game was just, again, exactly how I wanted to do. Turn 1. Turn 2 worked out pretty much how I expected to. Basically, the game went off exactly how I thought it would go turn 1. Like, I expected Incineroar plus Necrozma, led Reshiram Zekrom, expected to fake out, went to him on top. Basically, it was pretty much street played. And at that point, I realized, oh, wait, I get Fusion Bolt, Fusion Flare. And it KOs the Necrozma, even if you knock off my Life Orb. And a double up won't knock out either one of my Pokemon unless you have a random Earth Power on Necrozma. And if you're running Trick Room, you kind of need Sunsteel Strike, right? And you need Photon Geyser. So, we got our next opponent from Japan, 1667 rating. A bit more of a tougher matchup for sure. Groudon, Xerneas, Incineroar, Ludicolo, Kartana, and the Tapu Lele. I think the Tapu Lele makes this a bit strange. We'll go Reshiram here. We'll go Hitmontop. We'll go Heatran. I don't think I bring Feeny. I think I bring Cart for damage. Yeah. Zekrom's not that great here. Feeny isn't that great either, although changing terrain could be really helpful. It really comes down to what kind of Lele this is, because if it's Timid Lele, that's going to give, or Scarf Lele, that could give us a lot of trouble right off the bat, since it can just threaten a lot of damage off. So, yeah. Otherwise, again, this is the same plan against Zerndon. It's literally get Heatran into that position. If I can roar out the Xerneas, I'm in a good spot. You might not bring out, you might not decide to bring the Xerneas, but I feel like you might have to because of the pressure it brings. I could see Lele, I could see Ludicolo, I could see Kartana. I could see all of my opponent's Pokemon. It just depends on what kind of order. But I think you do need Groudon, and you need to preserve it really well here. So, Incineroar, Xerneas, okay. Let's have some fun. Reshiram, Hitmontop. Let's see who's faster. It's Timid Xerneas, okay. It's either Tim, yeah, it's Timid Xerneas. Okay. Interesting spot. I think we just fake out Protect. Yeah, fake out Protect is fine. I guess if you go Lele here. Would you go Lele though? I guess you have nothing to lose by going Lele, but the question is, how do you touch Heatran other than Groudon? Do I just let Xerneas set up? But the problem is I don't want him to Moonblast right away. Because if he Moonblast to Hitmontop if I'm expecting. Because I get your Geomancy or Moonblast right here. Let's go for Blue Flare and Fake Out, I guess. If we exchange Fake Outs, that's fine. If he goes into Lele, I get a Blue Flare off. Fake Out into the Xerneas. And it's just Fake Out into the Reshiram. Okay, that's fine. Because now I get to go for a Blue Flare into the Xerneas slot for some big damage and go Heatran here. Yeah, because you're either going to Flare Blitz my Hitmontop or more likely you're going to knock off my Reshiram slot afterwards. So we'll bring out Heatran here for the offensive presence and the defensive presence because it can help. We're going to see Incineroar Retreat here, interesting, into the Tapu Lele. I wonder if that thing carries... Huh. That makes it interesting. Groudon has to be in the back, I think. Or maybe it's Cart. Geomancy. I think my opponent might expect a taunt. I'm guessing that's what you're thinking. I mean the roar, so you're gonna bring out your taunt user. It's just really come down to, do you have it? I mean, I still go for roar because I don't think I lose much other than maybe a bit of HP on the Heatran, unless you're like Focus Blast. Oh, you could be Psycho Blade. What if you're Psycho Blade? Oh, that's even worse. That's like our second Blue Flare miss. We've gone for a lot of them, so can't really complain. We'll go for a roar here. We'll roar the Xerneas out, protect. We'll attempt to roar because, again, there could be taunt, there could be Focus Blast, there are a lot of options. See the protect from the Xerneas. Might be a taunt because you're probably going to try to scout. Or maybe you're just going to go for Psychic and Heatran to chip me for Moonblast Psychic to KO afterward. Oh, wow. That works. Side Shock and Heatran doesn't really do much at all. And we do get the Roar off, so great. So that means the Xerneas is no longer boosted. That's good to know. And Incineroar's going to come out once again. You can't fake out in the Psychic Terrain, which is good. Blue Flare into Earth Power. No, it wouldn't knock out the Incineroar. Last Incineroar was just super bulky. We'll go for the Blue Flare into the Lele then. And Earth Power. I don't want to take a Side Shock with him on top. I might as well just Earth Power the Incineroar. I think Card can win this game, depending on the situation. I want to chip the Incineroar to put in Sacred Sword range. And a Blue Flare is going to do a lot of damage to the top of the Lele slot. So I think this is pretty good, and if it is Sash Lele, I could potentially burn it. So let's find out here. It is going to be a Protect from Lele, okay. So that means, I still don't know if the Lele is faster than Reshiram though. We'll get an Earth Power off into the Incineroar. Yeah, Blue Flare was not knocking out. Knockoff going to come out into the Reshiram. Yeah. Getting rid of my Life Orb. Don't know if Side Shock knocks me out. I mean, I could just do I Blue Flare into Earth Power? Because I'm pretty sure that should knock out the Incineroar at that range. Because once I get rid of Incineroar, I'm just really liking my card's position. I'm going to double it up. I don't think Lele's that big of a threat if it revealed Protect. We're going to see the Incineroar switch out, but that's a good play from my opponent. But into the Groudon, so if I get a Blue Flare off into that slot, that's amazing for me. Nice switch by my opponent because he kind of needed the Incineroar, but I'm surprised the Groudon. But it looks like it's a fast top of Lele's timid max speed. Does that knock me out though? Lele's so strong. Okay, we get the Earth Power off at least. That's good. And we lower special defense too, which is not bad at all. We'll bring out Cart. We'll Heat Wave and Leaf Blade the Groudon, because Groudon should be in range of Leaf Blade. I guess the only concern is if Incineroar comes in at any point, but Tapu Lele can't touch my Pokemon at all. Moonblast isn't going to do too much. Nidour is... I guess if the only play you have is like Incineroar, but that just depends on does Groudon outspeed my Heatran in the first place, because you need a lot of speed to outspeed my Heatran. And... does Heat Wave KO the Groudon if my Leaf Blade procs like a berry from Groudon, for instance. So a lot of ifs right now, but a Heat Wave and Leaf Blade looks like my safest play right now, no matter what. The Psychic Terrain is actually benefiting me here. We're gonna see the Lele retreat into the Incineroar. It actually might be a Protect from Groudon, I guess. But I could always go him on top and eject button out, I think. So I don't think I would really mind that too much, as we will get a Leaf Blade off. Let's see. It really comes down to Heatran. Maybe I should have went for... I feel like Heat Wave in the Sun should knock it out, though. Oh, it's Citrus, too. Heat Wave does connect with both. That's really good. Incineroar, I think, is in range of both Sacred Sword and Earth Power at this point. Okay. Terrain disappears, which is good, too. But... well, it's not really that great because my opponent's Incineroar can fake out. Xerneas is going to come out. Do I go for the Sacred Sword? I think I just go out and hit him on top here for the eject button. And Earth Power the Incineroar, because Hitmontop's not doing anything in this matchup. It really is not. I'd rather go out into my Hitmontop right here. It could be a Moonblast Flare Blitz though, and if Earth Power doesn't knock out, maybe a knockoff Earth Power was the better. No, knockoff Earth Power was the play actually. I just didn't want to take too much Moonblast damage from Fake Out into Moonblast. But it's a Fake Out, okay. Okay, that's what I expected. Alright. I wanted to make that play because I didn't want Card to take as... I want Card to take as little damage as possible. That's basically what I'm going for. Have Card take as little damage as possible from the scenario here. Because, oh, you're Geomancy? Doesn't that mean I just Earth Power Smart Strike the following turn? Because do I knock out the Incineroar here? That's the question. I do. This is a really interesting endgame now. Smart Strike and a Heat Wave in the Sun? I think might knock out the Xerneas. I do have investment on this Kartana. Lele gonna come out. We go for Smart Strike and Heat Wave 100%. We don't target the Lele, we target down the Xerneas. Xerneas took chip 2 and it's timid, so it's not the bulkiest Xerneas in the world. We'll go for Heat Wave, Smart Strike. Yeah, that's a really interesting Geomancy right there. And of course I always have him on top as a sack, so it's not too big of a deal even if my opponent does survive the Heat Wave and the Smart Strike. So let's see what my opponent's going to do. Also, a Moonblast doesn't knock on my Kartana at the range it's at. Geomancy's going to go up. Alright, this is going to be a close one. Is it a Moonblast and a Heatran? Is it a... just depends on the Lele set now, I guess. What set are you on your Lele? It's just Moonblast. It's not a Hidden Power Fire Focus Blast. Good. Moonblast's going to come out into the Kartana, which is a smart play because you do need the chip. Smart Strike going to come out. Please Heat Wave. Okay. That's fine. That's fine. Alright, so we do knock out the Xerneas. Really, really good there. I was holding my breath right there. I did not want to jinx a miss. And now I can Smart Strike and Heat Wave the Lele now. Yeah, I'll just Smart Strike Heat Wave. That's good. So we were able to hit that Heat Wave, which was really nice. If we missed, it could have been concerning, depending on what kind of reads my opponent made, I think. Because it just depends. I think it really just depends on like a Moonblast and a Psyshock. How much does it do to my Heatran? Because if I don't get another shot, like I think I have to retreat card and him on top. Like I have to sack him on top there because I need Kartana alive, I think. Because him on top's not expendable and I can't really afford to go down to like a Moonblast in that slot. Psyshock and the Heatran. The chip is enough. So since I missed a Lele too, I guess the worst case would have been a double miss there because of the fact that I would need 2 Heat Waves to knock out the Lele, and I'm not even sure if 2 Heat Waves would knock out if the sun expires. So Lele would be able to KO me, and him on top's not doing enough to KO the top of Lele, and I just get blown back by Psyshock afterwards. So could have been really scared there, but we were able to pull through. Luckily, I was just able to get that knockout into the Groudon. Even without the special defense drop, I think I could have actually still knocked it out because it was Citrus. I think the play was to knock off there because I did think the Incineroar was coming. I just didn't know if you were going to switch out Groudon into Incineroar or not that one turn. Oh wait, no. Groudon switched. Did Incineroar come in? I can't really remember what was exactly going on through, but luckily I was just able to put myself in a really fantastic solid position by being able to roar out the Xerneas. I think just my opponent leading the Xerneas, not being taunt Lele or not going for it was absolutely huge because I was just able to roar it out. And yeah, it just really depended because if my opponent had taunt Lele, that game could have been completely different. But hope everyone enjoyed today's episode of VGC 2019 Baek Battles. If you did like it, please leave a like down below, shows the support, and we got that double combination attack up. I'm still shaking from that. That was incredible. But hope that if you did enjoy, please hit that like button. Again, 175 likes is the goal for this video as well as all the other videos. We use Zekrom and Reshiram, and if we do hit that goal, we will have a QR code on the global link for everyone to use this team on Battle Spot. Otherwise, you can try out the paste down below, is in the description, and you can check out the rest of my stuff down below, such as my social medias, the side savers on my channel. All that good stuff will be linked down below, including my Patreon page if you do want to support the channel. Otherwise, you can follow my Twitch channel for awesome VGC 2019 live streams and other gaming stuff coming soon. Otherwise, that's pretty much it. Have a great day, people, and until we battle again, I'll catch y'all later.